Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the second segment, another segment, as we are looking at plural, and we are going to explore in the book what we have been talking about in previous lesson. So we are going to look at the lessons in Madinah book. We learned about plurals for feminine. We learned about plural for male, masculine, which we said in Arabic for male is jam'u, mudhakkar, salimun, and in female we said is jam'un, anadun, salimun. So we just want to see how we apply these concepts as we continue with our lesson. Let's look at lesson number 13. الدرس ثالث عشر. من هؤلاء الفتيان طوال يا علي. Look at this. I just want you to look at how when we explained plural, sound plural for masculine, we say هؤلاء. We are referring to a group of male or female who are present, who are close. اسم إشارة لقريب. So هؤلاء, we use this for persons who are 3+, whether female or male, but are close. I hope you understand this. And we also look at the various patterns that we look at, like tulabun, which is fula'u. So I also want you to take note of this, the use of tulabun, jududun. We said the nat and manut have to be the same in number and also in form, which is in this case is plural form, indefinite form. So I hope you go through this conversation and identify the plurals which we have here. And we have got this pronoun whom, which is referring to third person masculine. We are referring third person whom, masculine is used whom. So let's look at this. This is another plural, sumala'i. So I hope you go through all the plurals and see how they are used with ha'ulai, which is ismu ishara al-qarib. So this is a rundown of the plurals, and I hope you know what it means. We have been using them in previous lessons, so it's not difficult, but this is, you need to change and use ha'ulai. This is a very simple exercise. For example, hada talibun, ha'ulai tulabun. So you're going to do the same in all these. You use ha'ulai because when we are pointing to a group of male, we use ha'ulai, right? So this is the exercise. You should be able to use ha'ulai, all this, and also learn about the new words and plurals, inshallah. And also take note of the patterns. For example, tabibun, we said is atibab, atiba'u or atbiba'u. So we still remember this pattern. And remember, asdika'u, which is asdika'u is for sadiqun, it's a friend, for friends. And these are diptotes. In mamnu min as-sarf, diptotes means they cannot carry a kasra or tanween. So you cannot say asdika'un. You say adsika'u. So these are diptotes. Take note of this. Atiba'u, you cannot say atiba'un. So it's atiba'u because they are diptotes. So all those sumala'u, this is a diptot, fukara'u, with this pattern, akhniya'u, aflu'a'u. So with that pattern, they are all diptots. And I hope you managed to write the exercise. حول المفردات التي تحتها خط إلى جمعون كما هو موضوع في المثال. So we are going to use this example to change from the mufrad, which is the singular form, into plural form. So if for example, من هذا رجل, who is that man? هو حاج. So he's the pilgrim. So we are using هذا رجل. And in plural, we say من هؤلاء رجال. من هؤلاء رجال. So رجال, this is plural for رجل. هؤلاء. See how we use it. And هم حجاج. So it also change. So you need to do the rest and change what needs to be changed. من أين هذا طالب. So what's supposed to change here? ومن هند. So هذا is going to change. طالب is going to change. هو is going to change. And you change to plural. This is a very simple exercise. So I hope you are going to get it right and change all these into plural. And also, مثال here I say أبناء محمد. أبناؤه. So this is the pronoun, it's attached to pronoun who. So take note of this. If this is mudaf ilay, and you're going to do the same to the rest of these 1, 2, 3. I hope you're going to do it very right. So Ikra, and you're going to read this, just the same concept that's being emphasized, Ikra, and you're going to read all the same concepts that we've been pushing through here. And the new words, we already did that in previous lesson. And let's look at the second one, which refers to the feminine. Remember, we said haulai can be used both male, masculine, and feminine. And this is haulai al-fatayat ya Maryam. So man haulai al-fatayat. So this is female, plural, and we've got haulai. This is the concept that we learned previously. And say hunna smalai smalati. Oh, okay, samilati. So hunna samilati. So it responds, these are my friends. So hunna it refers to jamu mu'annath salim. So we use haulai. So take note of this. Akhawati hunna, are they your sisters? Na'am. Hunna akhawatun. So you use hunna. This is jamu for mu'annath salim, and akhawatun, this is jamu mu'annath salim. So this is the same concept that we have been, you need to understand the change. Haulai can be used both for male and female, plural. And here, these are some of the examples for plurals in feminine form. The example is given, هذه بنت وهؤلاء بنات. So you are given the plural here. You're just changing by putting هؤلاء بنات. And this is very simple and should be able to complete this. Ikra or uktub. You're going to read and write this. هؤلاء إخواتي وهؤلاء أخواتي, brothers and sisters. So remember the use of هؤلاء, اسم إشارة, جمع القارب, which means near. So we use هؤلاء. It's very simple. So هؤلاء for both masculine and feminine. So I hope you're going to pick up that one. All right, and say اقرأ مثال ثم حول الجملة الآتية مثله. So let's look at the مثال. زينب خرجت من الفصل. وزينب وأمينة ومريم خرجنا من الفصل. So we are looking at this. خرجت, this ta فعلية, which means the speaker is feminine, like in this case Zainab. So we put ta ta'anith, which means this ta is representing a feminine figure. But when we are speaking of plural, we don't put ta, but we put nun, which is nun nisa, or which is nun for feminine. So take note of this, how we use this. This is a verb. Kharaja is a verb. She went out. Hu, ta, tanit, ta, this ta with the sukun is referring to Zainab. So we say kharajat. Kharajat, this ta, tanit with the sukun. So Zainab kharajat min al-fasl. So take note of that. المدرسة ذهبت. المدرسة ذهبت إلى فصل. Yes, ذهبت. So ذهبت. Sorry, ذهبت. So this the female teacher went to the classroom. Went into the classroom. Take note of the ta in fi'liya, ta tanit, and the difference here. الطالبة الجديدة جلست في الفصل. جلست, that ta is referring to طالبة, which is feminine. So this ta tanit. So we are just going to change the sentence as is given. And when it's plural, what do we say? So I hope you won't have any problem with that. Then say Ashra ila. So we are going to use this three, hada, hadihi, haulai. When do we use hada? When do we use hadihi? When you use haulai. We have learned about that. Hada for masculine, singular, masculine singular, and niye or karib. So ismu ishara li mudakkar karib. هذه اسم إشارة لهذه هذه اسم إشارة قريب مؤنث. Or you can also use هذه in cases of being كل جمع مؤنث. We learned about that when a high عاقل is in plural form, like كتب. كتب, we use هذه. So we learned about this in previous lesson. So exercise your retention here. هؤلاء, when do we use هؤلاء? When it's masculine or feminine. So let's take a look at other exercises. الدواء في المكان الخالية. So we are going also to use the same exercise. We're going to put هو, here, هن. And when do we use هو? We've learned about ضمائر previously, pronouns. When do we use هو? Singular, masculine, absent, here, feminine, absent, feminine, and whom, absent, masculine, plural. هن, feminine, absent, feminine. So let's try to do that. We've also done that previously. So I hope it won't be a problem. Then we put plural of these أختم. What's the plural of these words? Bintun, Slima. I think this is very easy. We've already done that and there's no problem. I hope so, inshallah. Isma'u, Isharat, Karib. we have done that as well. This is just a recap. هذا طالب، هؤلاء طلاب، هذه طالبات، طالبات، هؤلاء طالبات. So we learned about this. It's just a summary and new words. I hope you get them right. And also let's look at this one. Says هؤلاء إخواتي وأولئك أصدقائي. So هؤلاء, we know how to use هؤلاء now. And أولئك, when do we use? This is اسم إشارة للمذكر ومؤنث للقريب للبعيد. So فا عقل مؤنث مذكر جمع. So we use أولئك if they are far. If you want to speak to someone, من أولئك رجال طوال. So who are those men, those tall men? So if they are far, you can say man أولئك. So whom أطباء من أمريكا. So they are doctors from America. So the use of أولئك is here. This is an ismu isha. We've already done that. So can you please go through the passage and take note of the use of هؤلاء and أولئك. These are both ismu ishara. One for near, the other one for far. Okay, Tamarin. So these are exercises as well. On emphasizing the points that we have been talking about. So it says, حول المبتدأ في كل من الجملة الآتية إلى جمع. So we are going to use this example. For example, ذلك رجل مدارس. So ذلك, if we are going to change to plural, what do we say? أولئك, because ذلك, remember, is اسم إشارة مذكر بعيد لبعيد. So for someone who is far, we call ذلك. So when we are referring to them in plural now, we say أولئك. So take note of that. أولئك اسم إشارة لقريب المؤنث ومذكر. So if you want to refer to them, مدرسون ومدرسات, you always use أولئك. Right. So I hope you will be able to pick up on those ones and change. Tilka is Mashallah. We learned about this. How do we change for akl and khayl akl? And listen, this is exercise ashra ila isma'u al-atiyah bi ismu ishara lil-ba'id dhalika tilka awlaika. When do we use dhalika? Dhalika mufrad masculine, tilka mufrad feminine, awlaika for both feminine and masculine. I hope you'll be able to feel that. We have been emphasizing on that. So you should be able to feel on that one. Hatta, hati, jamu, kalimat, ati. So this is just giving plurals. We do have plurals. We have learned about plurals for all these words. So exercise your beautiful knowledge and complete this one. Ikra or active. We learned about these words as dika'u. We say this is a diptot. Now, akwiya'u. All these are diptots. Diptots, we say diptot is mamnu min al-sarf. They prevented from carrying a tanween or kasra. So take note of that. And they have got a pattern for there's fukara'u. So fula'a, so this pattern for the patterns that we learned previously, fukara'u, when for ala'u. So we learned about that pattern, and we said the pattern is in diptot form. So we said this, they represent diptots because they don't carry tanween or kasra. Okay. Ismu Ishara Aid, we learned about this. This is just a continuation of what we are emphasizing. Dalika talibun, ulaika tulabun. We learned about this. Tilka talibun, talibatun, ulaika talibatun. So take note of this. The hope should be able to pick this one correct. We also learned about this. Muhammadun dahaba. And when this is singular, Muhammadun, but when Muhammadun has got Hamidun and wa Aliyun, Dahabu, this is now plural. Maryam, Dahabat, remember the Tatanit, that represents the Fa'ilun, which means feminine. And we've got Maryam, wa Aminatu, wa Fatimatu, Dahabna. This is a verb, they went, Dahabna. So take note of that. The new words, we learned about the new words. You should be fine with this. If you don't get it right, you need to make sure you get them right. That's Arabi. This is number 14 Ashara. That's Rabia Ashara, which is 14th lesson. This is a conversation as well. كيف حالك يا أمي? I have to let you read all this, and I won't read it for you. I hope you're able to read it and pick up what we have learned previously. Let me see if there's anything new there. I don't think there's anything new here. We have learned this is Tamir attached to an ismu aina bayitukum jadid. So this we have learned in previous lessons, so you should be able to read this, inshallah, and pick up the attachment of okay, the attachment of pronouns to ismu, which we learned before, and how we use this. Man antum, who are we referring to? Say man antum, and aina by tukum. This is the attachment of a damir to an ismu. Then I think you should be able to read Ikra, Aktub, Nahnu Muslimuna, Lahi Rabbuna wa Islam, Dinuna, wa Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Rasulina, wal Quran Karim, Kitabuna, wal Aba, Kiblatuna, wal Arabiya, Lughatuna. So we're adding Tama'ir attached to an ism and how it comes out. So just reading and highlighting ism attached to a damir. This should be easy and should not give you any problems. And here we are going to do this exercise, Baitukum, their house, Baituna, our house, and Amu. So we are going to do the same to this. If you are to add is here Baitukum, how do you say the other words? Attaching in ismu attached to a damir. It became, remember, it became a mudaf ilay. We learned about this in lesson number 5. You should be able to pick this right. Ikra or uktub, William, just to read this, William, Idwarad, London, Paris, this Paris. So these are names of places and names of people. Pakistan, Istanbul, Ibrahim. These are foreign names. And all these names, remember, they don't carry a kasra or tanween. Why? Because mamnu min as-sarf. We did that in book 1. We are going to do this. We did this previous lesson, but we are going to look more of these because all these does not carry a tanween and a kasra. So if any word does not carry a tanween or a kasra, we call that a deep dot. Mamnu min as-sarf. We continue to emphasize this. We've got a complete lesson on mamnu min as-sarf, but these are some of the words. Can you please read them? These are names, foreign names of places and persons. Should be able to read that correctly. اقرأ مثال ثم حول جملة آتية مثال. So we're going to read and change as that has been done by these examples. Then we do have أنت ذهبت إلى مدرسة. أنت ذهبت. So أنتم, this is أنت, we say ذهبت. And if it's أنتم, we say ذهبتم. This is it. When you use anta, we use for someone who is present, we always say ذهبت. But when it's أنتم, we say ذهبتم. So you can as well go through all this and read and put the same here. ذهبت for someone, second person, anta, feminine or masculine, anta. Then we change here, ذهبتم. So hope you find it easy. Let's look at some of the new words that we are given here. I hope you won't have any problem with this. We've already dealt with these words. They are not really new, but I know you've met these in the passage. Kulia, Sharia, Kulia, Tijar. This is the faculty of business, the faculty of law, and Kulia, Mohandis, engineering. Kulia Tib, which is medicine, right? So I hope, yes, I hope you'll be able also to read the lesson 15. Lesson 15 is the same concept. Why I am moving fast is because the same concepts are being emphasized here. So I will just highlight some of the concepts that I feel we need to look at. Let's look at this. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Man antuna. So this emphasis of antuna is referring to masculine, to feminine, feminine, jamu. So when you're referring to a group of feminine who are not present, you refer them as antum. Who are antum? Man antuna wa akhwatu. Who are these sisters? So who are you, or sisters? So antun, it refers, remember we learned about this, it refers to present. So if you are referring to feminine present, plural, we refer them as antun. So antun, antun, so antun. Then I'm also looking at this. Let me see. We learned about dahab, mata, dahabti. We also learned about ta ta'anith. Look at this ta ta'anith. Why dahabt? You know that this ta with the sukun is referring to a feminine person. So we call it ta ta'anith. So dahabt, mata dahabt. So dahabti qabla usbu'in. So ذهبت قبل أسبوعين. ذهبت قبل أسبوعين. So من ذهب معها. So ذهب is referring to هو. So we learned about these pronouns previously. So I'm just rushing so that I see where are the new concepts that we need to emphasize. But you should read the conversation. Is pointing to the same concept that we learned in previous. And how we use damirun attached to these words referring to first person, second person. We did damir pronouns previously, but now they are now being attached to ismu or to names or to some verbs. Right, let's Mithal says, let's change this mubtada into feminine. And that is to change into feminine. So antum tulabun, what do we say? Antunna talibat. So look at this. Opposite of antum is antunna. So you use antunna when you're referring to feminine, masculine, and feminine jam'u, salimu, and we can also you refer to masculine jam'u as well. So we use antum when we're referring to plural of masculine, and we use antun to plural of feminine. So take note of this. I need you to go through the exercise. Antum mudarisuna. So what do you say to mudarisat? And also take note of the changes. Mudarisuna, this is masculine, and in feminine, what do we say? Mudarisat. So I want you to change as well. Atiba, and in feminine, what do we say? I also want you to say ikhwatun, ikhwatu hamid. In feminine, how do we refer them? Muslimuna, how do we refer them in feminine? So I hope you'll be able to finish this. How will Amairu fi kulli? So we الجملة الآتية كما هو موضوع في مثال. So we are going to use the same example here given. أين بيتكم يا إخوات. So when you say أين بيتكن يا أخوات, this is feminine and this is masculine. It's the same concept that we've been emphasizing. If you had followed very well and previously, you can tell or you can remember some of the plurals that are feminine and masculine that we've been learning. So make sure you get it right, ikhwan or akhwat, and change where it's needed to be changed. I hope you'll be able to feel all this are just the same concept that we are seeing here. And I hope you're able to. And this is where we are going to end, because this is just a repetition of what we've been learning. Yeah, look, aina dhahabti, ya ukhti. So we emphasized more on these ones. So we are going to end here, and this is where we are going to end today. I hope if you can still go on next lesson, which is lesson 16, but we are going to end here now. No, let me just check. Liman hada al-iklam ya